there, my beautiful friend. Thanks so much for joining me for day 11. It's going to be a beautiful honey hips flow. Today, we're going to be talking all about the fifth yama, Aparigraha. I'm going to put it right here. In case I pronounced that wrong, please forgive me. This is all about non attachment. This is possibly one of my favorite portions of the yamas and the niyamas. Letting go and just being, right? Less is more. So we're going to start this standing. So if you want to meet me on your mat in your most beautiful Tadasana, go ahead and meet me there. You can be at the front or the back of your mat. Choice is yours. And I love to ground here. So we're going to begin by allowing the feet to firmly root, wiggling your way around, finding some comfort here. And then we're going to lift the toes all the way up, spread them wide. And slowly, we're going to put the pinky toe down, the ring, the middle, the pointer, and then ground that big toe and then grab that mat. Go ahead and take a nice little bend in the knees. Neutral pelvis here. Roll the shoulder blades back. Grow the crown of the head nice and tall here. Go ahead and close the eyes down. Unclenching the forehead. Relaxing through the jaw by taking the tongue off the roof of the mouth. Just becoming present to the here and the now. The only thing that we ever have is right here and right now. Everything else is out of our control. There is no need to even attempt to gain that control, because we know we only control ourselves, our actions, and our thoughts. Nice cleansing inhales and exhales here. Coming into this open mind, open heart, open hips. Not being attached to how it should look. Going with how it feels inside to you. Inhale, the arms up and overhead, gaze follows. And exhale, we're going to slowly peel ourselves down into a forward fold. You can ragdoll here, or you can bring your hands to the mat. Finding what feels good in this forward fold. Maybe taking the feet a little wider. Maybe hip distance apart here. Allowing the hips to hang heavy here. Breathing. Finding that sukha here. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice long spine. Take those shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we're going to peel ourselves all the way back up to our Tadasana, rolling those shoulder blades down the back body here, palms face forward. Nice inhale and exhale. On the inhale, arms come up and overhead. Go ahead and come up onto those tiptoes, and we're going to slowly lower all the way down here. We're taking our time, pretending like we are going through a big jar of honey here. Lots of resistance to get to the squat. And once you get here, we're just going to roll onto our backs and come in for happy baby. Pulling the feet down. You can grab the outside of the legs, the ankles, Whatever feels good for you. This beautiful, happy baby is here to allow us to find an inner child. We all have the inner child inside of us, kicking and screaming. I like to think that that's the real me in there, attempting to express herself. The more kicking and screaming she does, the more I'm trying to stuff her in a box. When she's not kicking and screaming, I'm normally really good at expressing myself. I hope that made sense. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and release this left foot all the way down. We're going to go ahead and hug this right knee into the chest. And then we're going to take it to the outside of the body, really opening through the hips. Bringing this left hand to the left hip to make sure it stays on the mat. Breathing. We're going to roll over towards our left. This right knee is going to come up into our right armpit here. It's not actually going there, it's just the direction. So here we are with this leg pulled up. Now, if this feels good for you, you stay here. Otherwise, we're bringing the hands to the outside edges of the mat and coming into our cobra here with this right leg pulled up. This isn't stretching just the hips, it's actually allowing the lower back to be stretched too. Now, like I said, if this is too much, you can be on your forearms or you can just be laying flat on your mat. We're just finding what feels good while stretching the hips, hip flexors, all kinds of things being stretched here. Breathe into this hip. And when it feels good, we're going to bring the body up. And this right knee is going to come in just a little bit. Right hand plants, left hand sweeps up, coming in through a little gate action here. On our inhale, we're going to rise up. This left hand's going to come to this right leg. Right hand up and overhead. Beautiful. Coming back around. This time right hand plants and left foot comes into like a tree pose here. So if this isn't accessible for you, you can just bring your foot up as close to your knee as you can to open up through this left hip. If this tree is accessible, you can go ahead and come here, left hand up and overhead. Breathing. Really pushing the hips forward here. And this left hand plants, left knee plants. And here we are in our tabletop position. Let's go and take some cat-cows here. So dropping that belly, lifting the chest. And rounding through the spine on the exhale. So let's go ahead and do a few of these, matching up our movement to the breath here. They should be nice and slow cat-cows. There should be no rushing. Maybe even pretending that you are moving through honey. Really thick honey. It's going to provide tons of resistance here, which is going to force you to move slower. Beautiful. When you feel good there, we're going to tuck the toes and send the hands back, or walk the hands back, sitting on these toes for just a second, okay? Breathe. Inhale and exhale here. And we'll mermaid those legs to the right. And we're coming back to our back. So if you want to rock and roll, it's a great time to do that. My back is feeling all that back work we did yesterday. So if you want to take a nice spinal massage, I bet it will feel lovely. And then whenever we're done rocking and rolling, we're going to land back in our happy baby, both feet. Kind of pull them down. Maybe this time, finding a little movement in this happy baby. Can rock and roll side to side. You can also try straightening the legs separately and then maybe trying them together, seeing how it feels. Just allowing these hips to become open and to let go. We hold energy and tension all over the body. But for a lot of us, it gets trapped in the hips because the hips are just so big, they can really hold a lot of tension. We have to be committed to letting that tension go and releasing. Beautiful. So we're going to hug the left leg in. The right leg's going to go all the way down this time. So we're going to start with just hugging it into the chest, really pulling in that hip, let low back. And then we'll open it up to the left. Right hand comes to this right hip to make sure that it stays down on the mat. And we breathe here. Beautiful inhales, exhales here. And slowly we are going to roll over towards the left, coming in with this cobra-shaped half frog legs. And once you get here with this left leg pulled up, if you are all the way on the mat, this is beautiful. The next step would be to come up onto the forearms. And of course, lastly, will be to come all the way up into a high cobra, almost a seal position if you can stand it. If not, you're meeting yourself where you are. We are letting go and being here. Remembering that less is more here. We are not pushing ourselves for a competition. We are just here to show up to work on ourselves and our bodies. Breathe. Love into those hips. Send all of your loving breath to those hips. Oh, yes. Beautiful. We're coming in through gate, so this left knee is going to be down. Right leg is back. However you like to practice gate. This right arm is overhead. And we're going to peel ourselves up. So right hand comes to this right leg. Left hand sweeps up and overhead. Breathe. Coming back around, left hand plants. And then we can come into this tree variation. Whichever you found on the other side, we're going to try on this side. Pushing the hips forward. Right hand is back towards the front of the mat. Chest is lifting here. If your leg comes out of the tree, that's okay. We can reposition it. Not a big deal. Breathe. Not holding or clenching the breath ever. One more inhale. And the exhale brings us back around into our all fours position. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and take a few more rounds of that cat-cow here to release through the spine. One more round wherever you are. We're all going to meet back in our neutral all fours position. Go ahead and tuck the toes. We're coming in for a plank. Pushing hard through the shoulders here. I'm going to go ahead and step to the front of the mat with both of our feet. Inhale, half lift, long, lengthen spine. Shoulders are away from the ears. And we fold. Inhale, we'll peel ourselves all the way up to a standing position. Head and neck come last. Roll those shoulder blades down that back body. Oh, yeah. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, we slice through the sky. Half lift, fold. Plant the hands and step the feet back. Plank. Lower down those knees. And then let's lower down chest and chin. Let's pause here for just a second. And then we come into our cobra. And everybody pushes back and meets downward facing dog. Go ahead. Pedal it out. This is our first down dog of the day. Should feel fabulous. But I do want you to get those hamstrings nice and stretched out. So go ahead and just pedal the feet. Big inhales and exhales here. Inhale that right leg up, three-leg dog. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Flex the foot. Breathe. We're not holding or clenching that breath. Feeling into the hamstrings in the left leg and opening that hip in the right. You're going to roll forward and bring this foot to the outside edge of this right hand. Coming in for lizard. If you want to leave this back knee lifted, be my guest. Otherwise, you can bring it down to the mat. Your hands can be on the mat. Gaze can be forward. Or if it feels good, you can come on down to the forearms here. Aparigraha. One of the best ways that this was explained to me in my yoga teacher training was non-attachment, right? So we're gonna have a need to buy things. And the example was given that when we buy the new thing, we throw an old thing or give an old thing away. Like, say, for example, the microwave is not broken, but we decide we want a new one anyways. Cool. We go, we buy the new microwave. Attachment says there's nothing wrong with that microwave. Why are we getting rid of it? Non-attachment says someone else could use this microwave. We have a new one. Let's let it go. So that's basically what we're going for. This also could be with, like I was talking about earlier, with your body. Accepting where we are is not being attached to something. If we see someone doing something and we want to do it that way, we can become attached to that, whatever they're doing, right? Maybe handstand. If we're attached to their handstand, it's not doing any good for us, right? So practicing the non-attachment is healthy mentally. So go ahead and walk up onto the hands. Now, if it's within your practice, you can bend this back knee and reach for it. Just a little light added pressure here. Nothing big. Just really feeling into these hips. Beautiful. Wherever you are, we're tucking those back toes and we are planting this right hand and sending the right feet back. Down dog. Let's take a vinyasa. Roll forward, plank. Look forward. Push forward and lower down. Push up into our upward facing dog. Everybody meets down dog. Oh yeah. Once you get there, left leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Bend through the knee and stack these hips. Still pushing equally through both of the shoulder blades here. Breathing, we're not holding or clenching the breath. And we're going to roll forward and step this left foot to the outside edge of the left hand. If you want to leave this back knee lifted, be my guest. Otherwise, you can bring it down to the mat. And here we are. If you are here, we are here. If you want to come down to the forearms, you can join me. And so here we're going to have time to reflect on what the non-attachment means for you. How does it resonate with you? And how does it make you feel? Sending love to those tight areas. And slowly we can come up onto our hands. If you reach for that back foot last time, I'm going to challenge you to that again. Just gentle pressure. We're not pulling. We don't want to damage anything or hurt anything. So this is just, you see I'm barely grabbing my foot. This is light pressure. And wherever you are, releasing that back foot, tucking those toes, planting that left hand, sending the foot back. Down dog. Oh, yes. Let's take a vinyasa. We're going to roll forward. Push forward, lower down. Push up, up dog. Everybody meets. Down dog. Beautiful. Go and step the right foot forward, pivoting the feet towards the front of the mat, coming in for our wide leg fold. Just hanging down here, maybe finding that sway, left or right if that feels good for you. Once you've had a little bit of playtime, we're going to bring this right hand to this left ankle. And this left hand sweeps up. Beautiful little twist here. This left hand's trying to go to the right side to get the twist. Breathe. And slowly other side. So left hand comes to right ankle. And this right hand goes over towards the left side. And slowly we come back around to the middle, hang in here, and then we'll peel ourselves all the way up to a standing position. Oh, yeah. Point those feet outside edges of the mat. We're coming in for our goddess. So go ahead, come here with me, sink the hips low. Go ahead and take you a little sway, left or right. Go ahead and find that cactus. Did this a lot yesterday. Should be very comfortable here. Whoo. Maintaining some balance here, grounding in the feet. And we're going to take some stretches here. So we're just going to bring the hands to the knees and push. And then we're going to drop the left shoulder, take the gaze towards the right. You can find that little sway left to right if that feels good for you. And we're going to turn our gaze and push our hands into this right knee. Gaze goes towards the left. And back to center and to the other side. And one more time to the left. Very nice. And we'll rise up back into our goddess. Oh yeah. Beautiful, strong goddess. And we'll heel, toe the feet in for our yogi squat. Bring in the elbows, so push against the knee. Lifting through the chest here, growing nice and tall. Oh, yes. Maybe closing the eyes down for just a second. Maybe taking some neck rolls if that feels good for you. Just finding what your body's calling for. And then following it. And wherever you are, we can plop our sits bones back. We're coming in for frog. If you want to grab a blanket, go ahead and grab your blanket. We are bringing the knees as far apart as we can get them. Sitting up tall. And then we're going to bring the feet around to where the knee makes a 90-degree angle. Okay, if we're here, let's just be here. We don't have to go any further. We don't need to drop down any lower. If this is good, you stay right here. If you want to take it further, you can come down to those forearms, only if it feels good. Like I said, the knee should be at a 90 degree, and we are not pulling forward. We're also not pushing too far back. We are creating that beautiful box with our legs, or rectangle. It's not a square, it's a rectangle. Rectangles have 90 degrees. All four corners. Breathe. I know this position can be challenging, mentally more so, because our bodies got this. Our minds are the ones that talk us out of all of this. So let's not focus on that mental chatter, that monkey mind right now. Let's try to bring all of the awareness to the present moment, and let's focus on breathing love and openness into those tight hips. Letting go. If you feel emotional, let it come out. Our tears are what sets our boat afloat. So, cry it out. Let it go. Move your ship with the tears. One more round of breath. Slowly, we'll peel up. Slowly peeling out of this and coming around to your booty. Hands behind us, and let's windshield wiper these legs left to right. Oh my goodness, yes. Feels amazing. I know it feels amazing for you too. We're going to take a little reverse tabletop before we come back down to our backs. So go ahead and find your most beautiful little tabletop reverse positioning here. And then when you're here, let's lift the hips by engaging the glutes and the thighs, and maybe allowing the head to drop back only if it feels nice. Hips are lifted. One more round of breath. And exhale, we release. Beautiful. Come onto your backs, hugging those knees in, sending the left leg long, hugging that right knee in, and let's take it across the body, shift into that outer left hip, and let's take this right arm towards the right and take the gaze towards that right arm, making sure both shoulders are on the mat. And maybe bringing this left hand to this right knee to help deepen the stretch. And here we breathe into this belly. Lots of yummy work here. You should feel safe, loved, nurtured. And slowly we inhale back to center. Hugging that left leg. Right leg goes out long. Centering across to the right side, coming onto that outer right hip. Left hand reaches out. Both shoulders are on the mat. Gazes towards the left hand. Right hand can be on this left knee if that feels good for you. Slowly we're coming in for our Shavasana. Sending those legs out long, tucking the shoulder blades, palms face up. Beautiful, nice, controlled inhales and exhales here. Allowing the body to process all the wonderful things we just did. Big belly breaths to let it know that we are safe. We are at peace. Slowly begin to deepen the breath. Big body stretch before rolling into our fetal position. And we'll all push up and meet in a nice, comfy seat. Hands at heart center. May we all know the luxury of not wanting for needs. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found this practice useful in unearthing more layers of yourself. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day.